This episode is for you if you feel frequently disappointment in your life. If you have areas or people in your life that you feel often disappointed about, I will share something with you today that will change the feelings that go along with all of that disappointment. You know, disappointment can be very life impacting and can influence your everyday mood. If you constantly feel disappointed about something or someone in your life, it lowers your vibrational frequency and therefore as well the energy levels, the energy that you have available to live your life. I will share with you my personal experience with disappointment, which I just had a few months ago. We will get to that in a few minutes. But first, I want you to understand what is happening when you do feel or are disappointed. The more we understand the what and the why, the better the how gets, the better you can change and know how the change works. In a nutshell, disappointment is the negative state you put yourself in when an outcome doesn't match your expectations. You wanted something to be a certain way and it didn't. You want a person to be a certain way or do something particular and they just don't. As soon as you have an expectation and it doesn't go exactly your way, you are disappointed or you feel disappointed. That's another good reason why we want to move away from creating expectations and move towards setting intentions instead. But I will talk about this in much more detail in episode 117. And you probably want to check that episode out next to shift away as well from feeling all of that disappointment. But today we talk about another shift that you can make in your life to stop feeling so damn much of that disappointment. With disappointment come various emotions like sadness, frustration, anger, loss, loneliness, shame, regret, and so on and so on. Depending on the particular situation or the person, you will feel a mix of those emotions every time you are disappointed with someone or something. And every time it happens, you lower your energy by feeling those emotions and you lower your frequency and get stuck in that trap of being disappointed. That's what I like to call it when I discovered that I had too much disappointment in my life. When I realized what was happening, I felt like I trapped myself in thinking disappointedly about too many situations and people in my life, including myself. I was the biggest reason to be disappointed, and this might resonate with you. Am I right? So how about we discover something today that allows us to shift all of this disappointment out of our lives? Sound good? Okay, let's begin. When I discovered that I was thinking of nearly everything and everyone in my life as a big disappointment, I was shocked. I did not even realize that I was having these thoughts of disappointment. The way I actually discovered is that I did realize that I was not feeling very well. I became aware that I had lots of feelings of sadness, frustration, anger, and loneliness inside of me. So I went and I investigated where this was coming from. And thankfully, my subconscious mind supported me and gave me the answer. And the word was disappointment. It literally said, Linde, you feel disappointed about everything and everyone in your life. I was truly shocked. I did not know that I was in this downward spiral of creating more and more of this disappointed state of being inside of me. And I did not realize until then. It was as if I was looking at everything and everyone through a particular pair of glasses. And the brand of those glasses was disappointment. And that's when it hit me. Disappointment is one view to look at something or someone. But there are hundreds or even thousands of ways you can look at something, and therefore disappointment is just one of those ways. For some reason, I put on those glasses of disappointment and started seeing everything with this perspective. I knew I did not feel that much disappointment about the same situations and the same people just a few months or a year ago. It was just suddenly building up and overwhelming me, and of course with that, the health of my state of being, of how I was living my life. And once I realized this, I obviously decided to not do it any longer. And what truly helped me to do it was the realization that it's my perspective that I need to change. I need to take off those glasses and decide to see my life through new glasses, a new perspective. The word perspective actually means a particular way of considering something. Not one single way of looking or considering something, no, just one particular way. And if it's just one, then I can just choose another one, right? You can choose to change your viewpoint, your opinion, and your perspective about the situation or person that you have felt disappointed about until now. Because the only person you are hurting by being so disappointed is yourself. You are harming yourself, your frequency, and your energy levels by feeling constant levels of disappointment in your life. You might now tell me, well, Linda, easier said than done. I have good reasons to feel disappointed with this person or that situation in my life. And to that, I will just say, I never said that it's easy. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it and nobody would feel disappointed anymore, which is obviously not the case. But in the end, this is your choice now. Do you want to keep feeling disappointed about something or someone in your life and let it influence your mood and your mental and physical health? Or are you ready to take off those glasses and decide differently? It's your choice. When I had this awareness of what I was doing to myself, I decided to stop instantly. Does this mean that I don't feel disappointed anymore ever? No, of course not. But this is about looking objectively at that situation or even the other person in your life, truly objectively, and opening your focus. Is there another way to look at this situation? Is there anything good coming out of that situation that you can actually be grateful for? And what about the person? You have these expectations that are just not being met, and you put those expectations on the other person, right? Is this fair? Is this okay and warranted? Do you have the right to do that? Would you like someone else to put those kind of expectations on you and you have to fulfill the other person's expectations? Would you want that for yourself? So use those reflective questions to open your focus, open your awareness to another perspective that you can choose to bring into your life. I was able to quickly let go of a lot of that disappointment instantly. I did not want to keep having these feelings of sadness and loneliness, anger, frustration, and shame in my life. And what quickly then came into my life, surprisingly, was satisfaction. As soon as I allowed myself to let go of a lot of disappointment, I felt so much more satisfied with my life and myself. I was able to feel more grateful again for all the good things that I had in my life and for all the good that the people in my life provided me with just by being themselves and being in my life. That's what came to me when I put those glasses down and decided differently. More satisfaction was able to enter my life, and I'm Now I'm so grateful for having gone through that whole experience, because now I know what to do every time I catch myself feeling disappointment. I know now that my satisfaction in the here and now is just one perspective shift away. It's my choice for how long I want to be disappointed for and when to stop. And it can be your choice too. Nobody is forcing you to be disappointed. Yes, you might have learned and habituated feeling disappointed from a caregiver who was themselves very disappointed with their lives and their people in their lives. But they didn't know any better. The same as you until now. But now you know. Now you can take your power back and take responsibility for how you look at the people and the situations in your life. And remember this metaphor that we've used in this episode today of taking the disappointment glasses off next time you catch yourself. It can be your reminder to shift your perspective instantly and help yourself to feel better and more happier again in your life. Thank you so much for watching today's episode with me. Let me know in the comments below the video what you thought about today's episode and if it helped you in any kind of way. I would love to hear from you, or better, read from you. And with that, I love you and leave you. Talk soon and bye-bye.